Well, all right. More quarterback news, more Raiders news. The Las Vegas Raiders have agreed to terms with Gardner Minshew. It's a 2-year deal. We haven't yet to see the actual dollar figure amount. I'm assuming it's going to be nothing crazy. And a lot of times these are deals that low risk. I would assume. To me, this is a smart move. This is something that I actually speculated. I made a video of a quarterback carousel. I can't remember if I put Gardner Minshew on the Raiders or not in that video, but certainly in other videos I had speculated that might be something that ends up happening. And yep, it does happen. Gardner Minshew goes there, and here's why it makes sense to me is I don't know how they feel about Aiden O'Connell. Maybe they like Aiden O'Connell, maybe they don't like Aiden O'Connell. I kind of feel like from what I've seen, he was a mid-round pick, and he kind of looked like a mid-round pick. But there is something there with O'Connell. But this means that you're not just completely going into a season banking on Aiden O'Connell. And in fact, the biggest comparison I can think of is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just this past year with Baker Mayfield. At the time, looking back on it, it feels like, oh no, Baker was their guy. That's not really how it worked. If you remember the first preseason game, they were both listed as quarterback one on the depth chart. They didn't specify which one is the actual quarterback one. Baker won the job and never looked back, but to me, that's kind of a similar situation with the Mayfield and Trask thing with the Raiders, with Minshew and O'Connell, of you can now have multiple options and you're not relying on just one player. Because again, I don't think they wanted to make some crazy trade up to try and get a quarterback this year. I also think they didn't want to go out and pay Kirk Cousins $45 million a year for the next 4 years, which would have been a lot of money and maybe could hurt you in the future. Seems like what the Raiders are trying to do here is saying, and even the Garoppolo contract is a kind of an example of what not to do. Seems like what they're doing here is saying, let's just not do anything that's going to kill us for future. Let's think for the future while still playing for this year and not just not even thinking about this season, which I think is still smart, right? You want to be competitive, you want to have a chance, but let's not mortgage the future to try and be a playoff team. Let's think bigger picture than that. So I think it's I think it's an interesting addition. I think it's a smart addition. Now, I guess the counter argument to a move like this could be, well, Minshew's all right. Again, saw what he did with the Colts, right? Nearly got the Colts to the playoffs. I think what you can, and you could argue if that was because of him or, just with him, I think he played all right for them and was an impact player in that run. But maybe isn't a superstar. I think the question is, you maybe don't know Minshew probably not going to be your franchise quarterback, probably not going to have a Baker Mayfield type season that gets gets him a big deal with the Raiders in the future, although it's possible. There's certainly an option to it, and it could end up hurting your draft stock. You might not get as good of a draft pick. Is it better to just completely do a full tank so that way you can try to get the all-important quarterback? There's an argument to be made for that, certainly. But at the same time, a lot of times, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, I guess I would say. I'm not anti that, but I also feel like if you're a bad enough team to be picking top 5, you're probably still going to be bad enough to pick top 5 with Gardner Minshew. And to be honest, I don't think they're a bad enough team with Aiden O'Connell to do that. Also, the compensation has been revealed, so it's a 2-year, $25 million deal that includes $15 million fully guaranteed. So it could potentially hurt them in the following season if Minshew does, in fact, if it doesn't work out and they want to get rid of him. But it seems like it wouldn't hurt him that much, right? Only a few million would be guaranteed on the second year, assuming it's not like, 10 million of it is guaranteed on the second year, which I doubt it is. So feels like it's a pretty good move by the Raiders. I'm a fan of it. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.